Hello and welcome to Sported. I'm Shane, and more big news in the world of football. Huge, and it's concerning Chelsea. Chelsea have been hit with 74 charges by the FA related to alleged breaches of agent regulation. So I'm going to read the Sky Sports News article, and it says the FA said the charges span between the period of 2009 and 2022, when the club was owned by Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich, and primarily relate to the events which occurred between seasons 2010-11 and 2015-16. They go on and say Sky Sports News understands that there will not be a points deduction or sporting sanction if the charges are upheld, but Chelsea could face a punishment similar to the recent settlement with UEFA, which was a €10 million fine. Very interesting, hot on the heels of Man City's 115 charges. And it continues here. The alleged rule breaches are for payments to agents and investments in third-party ownerships of players. They were, however, self-reported by Chelsea, the new owners, when they took over, who have cooperated with the FA on the matter. The breaches are related to tax matters which have been settled with the HMRC and would not have impacted financial fair play regulation compliance. Interesting, very interesting. And also Sky Sports News understands the transfers which raised potential concerns are believed to be the deals of Eden Hazard, Samuel Eto'o and Willian. Very, very interesting. Now, this is a difficult one, isn't it? Because they're really setting a precedent here. It looks like there's going to be a fine again. There's probably going to be a fine for Man City. And this is teaching these clubs nothing. They are mega rich. €10 million. That is nothing. That's agent fees to them. Absolute small fry. Chump change. That is not that the punishment doesn't fit the crime. Now, if you dive deeper into this is relating to players Hazard, Eto'o and Willian, plus others. These are world-class players that have had massive impacts on games, on seasons, and have benefited Chelsea and to the detriment of other clubs. How is that fair? How is that fair to let these clubs get away with this with players that have high impact on these games and can determine? Eden Hazard was the best player in the Premier League before he left for Real Madrid. So how is this fine? How does that punishment fit the crime? And say, okay, Chelsea, if they are guilty, to say you're guilty, don't worry about it. You won't be demoted. You won't be relegated. You're not going to have a points deduction. €10 million fine to line the pockets of who? It's becoming abundantly clear that these, and the thing about Chelsea, Man City, and all these blue chip companies, they can afford the best lawyers who will find the loophole. They will find a way of making these watertight allegations non-watertight. So, and it gives you wiggle room, and suddenly they flipped it, and like they did previous, like Man City have on the FA before with image rights and whatnot. So this isn't going to go anywhere, nowhere but a fine for each club, and that's not fair when you're considering that Everton have been deducted points with one charge. So there's no consistency here whatsoever, and that's sad and worrying, and is setting a precedent for future blue chip clubs that want to go and do what they want. They basically feel like they can do what they want and say, don't worry, it's fine. We're just going to get a fine at the end of the day. We can afford it. So sign him, pay him, do that, do this. And have massive impacts on games, on teams, and possibly relegate other teams, these players. That's what we're talking about. Small margins have big benefits for clubs like them, and also massive consequences for the smaller clubs. So interesting. But we all know, and the thing is, we all know that Man City are going to get a fine as well. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't agree with it, and this needs to stop. This is setting a dangerous precedent for our beautiful game that's supposed to be the best league in the world, the most watched, the biggest revenue. Look at the money that's just been spent in the transfer window. You know, it's a massive brand around the world, and these clubs can do what they want because they know they're just going to be slapped with a fine. And if the FA go after them and really try and pin them to the wall, they know that they're going to get in trouble because they're going to get more expensive lawyers than the FA can afford. So it's ended up being a war that they don't want. It's ridiculous. So I can't see this going any further than a fine, and for Man City as well, and it will all be swept under the carpet and carry on because they want all these big brands in the Premier League. So very sad, but that's it. That's football, isn't it? Unfortunately, that is a massive business these days. What do you think? Do you think that's fair? Do you think Chelsea should be deducted points? Do you think they should be demoted from the Premier League? Relegated, sorry. What do you think? They're my thoughts. Thanks for watching anyway. Take care and speak soon.